I messed up really bad and said something awful to my boyfriend when I was drunk and don't know how to fix it. Before I get started, I just want to say I know I fucked up and I am the asshole here. My boyfriend is a wonderful human being who loves me and only deserves the best. Okay, so like I said, I, 29F, have a wonderful boyfriend, 28M, and we live together. He had a bit of a rough time with finding work, and he started a job at the post office where he works very hard and works 40 to 60 hours a week. I'm only saying this next part because it's necessary to the situation, but I make more than he does and work less hours than him, and we're struggling with some unexpected finances right now, and it's been causing some tension between us. Last night, I went to a bar with some coworkers and I stayed out later than I should have and came home at 2:30 a.m. pretty drunk. My boyfriend was up waiting for me and told me he was worried about me, and I asked why he stayed up, and he told me he was waiting for me and I shouldn't be out that late on a night when I have work the next day. I don't know why this set me off, but I got very angry and told him he had no right giving me job advice since he doesn't have a real job and can't even afford to pull his weight like a loser. He told me he thought I should go to bed and walked me over to my room and helped me get my shoes and dress off, and I just got in bed and lied down to go to sleep. But the worst part was as I was drifting off, I heard him crying in the bathroom. When I woke up this morning, he had gone to work and now I'm at work hungover, which sucks. However, I have no idea what to say to him now. He should be home tonight, but I don't know what I can do at this point to let him know how sorry I am and how much I do admire him and was just acting out of drunken stress last night. He loves steak and potatoes, and he's also a big movie guy, so I was thinking of making him steak and potatoes and renting a movie, but I just don't know. Any advice would be appreciated. TLDR, last night I was drunk and told my boyfriend, who makes less than I do, that he was a loser and that his job wasn't a big boy job, and I heard him crying afterwards, and now I don't know how to fix my colossal fuck up. Update. I messed up really bad and said something awful to my boyfriend when I was drunk and don't know how to fix it. So I've been meaning to write this for 4 days, but I have just been completely wiped of all emotion bandwidth. My boyfriend is working hard at his job right now and is racking up some overtime, so I figured I'd take a moment to post it. First off, some information I left out of my prior post. In case anyone didn't notice, I don't respond well to alcohol. I have no dependency on it, but my self-control and decision-making is really not good when I'm drunk, and I just get extremely vicious and it brings out the absolute worst in me. On that same note, I had a group of coworkers who have been wanting to celebrate a promotion one of us got for the past 2 months, and Sunday was the first time any of us were free, so we were just gonna have a Sunday afternoon chill that was gonna end before 10. However, one bad decision led to another and we all just collectively stayed until 2 a.m. with drinks. Second, I said what I did out of an annoyance/upset I had with him regarding some financial decisions over the past 2 years that we're now reaping the benefits of. Long story that frankly doesn't matter because it's not about that. I'm still a little unhappy about it, and I expressed that in a very unhealthy manner. I'm so proud of him for finding a job and trying to provide for us. Now for the update. I read through the comments all afternoon and then I wrote down a map of the things I wanted to say and waited for him to get home. Additionally, I got in contact with my old therapist and he was able to squeeze me in for the following morning, so I called out of work the next day to meet him. My boyfriend finally came through the door and I asked if we could talk, and he said I could, but he also had some things to say. I started by saying I had no idea what to say to express how sorry I am, except that I shouldn't have said what I said, and I love him and admire him for how hard he works. I also told him that I was going to stop drinking and I had an appointment with my therapist the next day. I also emphasized how much I appreciated how he waited for me and helped me get to bed after I came home, and how he absolutely didn't deserve what I said. He told me that I actually covered the bases of what he was going to say. He said he was very hurt by what I said, but throughout the day he was thinking and said it was so out of character for me he actually started to get worried. Both of his parents were alcoholics at one point in his life but got sober, and he told me he was going to tell me I needed to quit drinking and see a therapist or anger management counselor, or else he couldn't stay in this relationship. I told him I thought that was a very fair and sensible boundary and I would do my best to do whatever I could. Then he asked if I could be honest and asked me if I meant what I said. I told him I was being purposely vicious because it came from a place of frustration, but I was intentionally trying to upset him, so I said something terrible things. He said he'd love to talk to me about that place of frustration, but then wasn't the time for it. But he told me that he forgave me and was really happy and admired that I'm taking the right steps to make things better, and we had a lovely long hug. Then I had a really emotional appointment with my therapist, and I told him everything that happened, and he helped me map out my feelings and how to express them to my boyfriend. The appointment went great, and I have another next week, but he thinks I should look into seeing a psychiatrist because I may very well have an undiagnosed mental health condition. That's the next step, definitely. On Wednesday, I had a sit down with my boyfriend where I expressed the frustrations, and he told me my feelings were valid, and frankly he still kicks himself he didn't start a new job earlier too, because then his credit card debt probably wouldn't be so high, and he talked about how he's always felt like he let me down with his financial decisions, being unemployed for such long periods of time. I won't get into it any further, but we had a really productive conversation. So yeah, we're taking steps and are openly communicating with each other, and it looks like we're gonna be okay. We've been snuggling together at night, and this morning we even showered together before he went to work. I have some trust issues, so I'm still very anxious he's going to come back and be like, wait, actually no, I don't forgive you, but he's promised me he's going to be open with how he feels, which he has been. I think we're gonna be okay, smiley face. TLDR, I apologized to my boyfriend and we agreed I was going to go therapy and get sober in order for the relationship to survive, and we've been discussing our feelings a lot in the last few days, and I think we're gonna be okay. A troubled slumber party leads to OP's sons becoming sleepover maniacs. I'm not sure if this is a bragging post or what, but I am both relieved and somewhat frustrated. I had hoped to host a sleepover for them, but now I'm worried. My sons, twins, 8, were invited to a slumber party sleepover for one of their classmates' 9th birthday. The parents of the birthday girl said they were having 10 kids over when I dropped them off, for a total of 11 8 to 9-year-olds. I complimented them on being brave to take so many, but they also have a 16-year-old who was helping out. I heard from the mom a bit ago that my sons were sleeping soundly, but they were the only ones who didn't ask her to call their parents and get picked up. She said nothing horrible happened, but once bedtime rolled around at 9 p.m. the other kids in 1s or 2s broke down crying and wanted to go home. She was a little stressed and asked if it was okay if my boys stayed since they were already asleep and they still had a birthday breakfast planned. She said she was hoping the other parents would bring their kiddos back over for breakfast since it was supposed to be part of the party and they had a whole bunch of toppings and pancake stuff for the morning. She's worried her daughter will feel her birthday was ruined by everyone going home, and I tried to comfort her as best I could for a phone call. I hope kiddos come back, but if not, my sons will have entirely too many pancakes, and hopefully the birthday girl will feel happy to have friends there in the morning. Woman shrugging, medium light skin tone. I'm wondering if it's just because my sons are twins and have each other for comfort that they didn't also panic and want home. They've also had sleepovers at cousins and grandma's before, so I'm sure that helped. Like I said, I'm now worried about the mental plan to host a slumber party for them. What if no one stays the night? How have your kiddos done on sleepovers at 8 to 9? My sons were the only ones who stayed for the slumber party update. I talked to the parents this morning when I picked my sons up, who seemed baffled as to what set off the chain reaction last night. A couple of the girls who went home last night came back for pancake breakfast, and they, my sons, and the birthday girl all had a great little breakfast. The mom was over the top appreciative that my son stayed because it saved it from being a complete disaster. On the ride home, I asked my sons about the slumber party and they said that it was really fun. They played video games and did a bunch of other things. They made their own pizza for dinner and made cupcakes for dessert and did a secret cupcake swap that they thought was fun. Everyone put their cupcake in a box, parents mixed them up, and then everyone picked a random box to eat the cupcake designed by someone else. They all got changed, watched a movie, and then it was time to get into bed. They didn't get into why everyone went home, so I asked. I was hoping they'd bring it up. It sounds like originally everyone was supposed to sleep in the basement bonus room where they watched the movie, but after lights out it was really dark and everyone got scared. When I asked if they were scared too, they said a little, but only cause everyone else was. After 4 kids went home, the parents tried to move everyone up to the birthday girl's bedroom where it was more comfortable, which my sons was really annoying because they were almost asleep. While moving upstairs, everyone else wanted to go home too, but they wanted to stay because they were really tired and just wanted to go to sleep. When I asked if the birthday girl was upset by everyone leaving, they said not really, she just wanted to sleep too. In any case, they insist they had a really good time and really want to do more slumber parties. I'm still on the fence about doing a slumber party birthday for their 9th given how many went home from the one they attended last night, but I also feel like we could handle bedtime better and make it less scary than it sounds like it was over there. Maybe keep it smaller too, since I think 10 would be too many for me. Probably invite the girl whose party they attended, it would be rude not to, and maybe 3 to 5 others max depending on who they want to come. I'm still on the fence, like I said, but if it's what they want to do, I'll probably end up relenting. Thanks to the people who responded to my thread last night. I upvoted everyone but didn't respond. My sons attended a classmate's birthday party slumber party and had a blast themselves, but most of the other kids ended up going home and the birthday girl's parents were anxious about it. I think I can do a better job of providing a comfortable environment, but I am still nervous about it going well. I've told my sons that in addition to the girl whose slumber party they attended, they can also invite 5 more people, 6 total guests for 8 total. I don't want to copy the one they just attended, but here is what they did from the sounds of it. Make your own cupcakes and secret cupcake swap. Make your own personal pizza. Movie night. Birthday pancake bar in the morning. At our house we have a hot tub, which my sons enjoy and like having friends over in, but they get bored in like half an hour with it. A Nintendo Switch and will likely want to do some games on. TV room with movie capability. Backyard, but it's not warm out, Oregon. I was thinking. My sons are asking for Nerf guns for their birthday, they'd never had them before. I could let the families know that there will be a backyard Nerf battle and give the boys 4 guns each as their main gift, with the understanding that they are for the party but they get to keep them after rather than saying they are for you but you have to share because phrasing is everything. We could do 4 p.m. arrival and Nintendo games, so people can just join as they arrive. 5 p.m. make your own pizza, same as before, but a good idea. 5:45 p.m. Nerf war in backyard. 6:30 p.m. birthday cake, good into Nerf war. 7 p.m. hot tub wind down relax time. 7:45 p.m. movie in bed. 9:30 p.m. bedtime if you didn't fall asleep during the movie. I figure if after the hot tub time I have them dry off, change into pajamas, and settle into blankets/sleeping bags to watch the movie that most of them will fall asleep during the movie. I'm iffy on the Nerf war. Thinking we could replace it with blanket fort building and turn the living room into a maze of blanket forts? I know my sons would like that, but not sure about it working with 8 total kiddos. Not sure what to do in the morning. We could do pancake bar as well. More hot tub time? My sons and I do a morning soak on weekends to start our day on weekends if we have nothing else going on. We could also move it from the night to the morning altogether, and that way we don't have to deal with 2 clothing changes at night. Parents can just pick up their wet kiddo at like 10 a.m. the following morning. Breakfast and soak? My son's birthday is on the 15th of February, so I'm planning on this being February 17th. Hopefully the other parents will appreciate the close to Valentine's Friday off from their 3rd grader to hopefully have some smoochy time. Mostly though, I want it to go well enough that the kids are tuckered out and comfortable so that they sleep over instead of feeling they need to call parents. When cousins sleep over, my sons share a bed, and so do cousins in my son's bedroom, so the TV room sleepover will be a new thing for them, and I want to avoid that calling home chain reaction the birthday girl who my sons attended the sleepover of experienced. I'll probably end up sleeping in the room with them in one of the chairs. We have 2 recliner chairs, an L-shaped couch that can fit 3 to 4 kids, and a shaggy rug on the floor that should be comfortable for 3 to 4 sleeping bags to be on, should be enough space. 1 kid in a chair, 3 on the couch, 4 on the floor. Any advice or input on this running smoothly would be appreciated. Some weeks are just too much. Last Friday, Valentine's Day night with partner. Tuesday, actual Valentine's Day. Wednesday, my twin son's 9th birthday. Friday, my twin's birthday sleepover. Saturday morning part of the sleepover. I'm a middle school teacher, so actual Valentine's Day was all stress and hormonal drama at school, which of course carried over to today. We did family birthday gifts and dinner for my sons this evening. Tomorrow I need to go buy party food supplies for Friday, where I'm having 6 kids over to join my 2 sons. An evening of chaos, I'm sure. I swear I might just sleep all day Sunday. Best birthday ever. Feeling elated and relieved after my twins' birthday slumber party. One of my sons said it was the best birthday ever and the other twin echoed, "Yeah, best ever, Mom." The slumber party was an insane amount of energy expended on our part, but worth it. A bit over a month ago my sons attended a slumber party for a friend's 9th birthday and I was hesitant/worried because they were the only 2 who didn't call to go home early, but they really wanted one, so we went ahead with it. They invited 6 friends over and it was a lot of energy between the 8 of them. The schedule ended up being a lot more freeform than I expected, with them spending much more time doing a Mario Kart and Smash Brothers tournament than we had planned on, but they still had their Nerf gun battles in the backyard, so many darts. We'll be finding them until we move out, and the kids got to make their own pizza and a birthday cake. The kids pushed the planned hot tub time and movie for extra game time, then settled in and watched some YouTube win/fail compilations while eating popcorn for a bit before getting ready for bed. Then they built pillow forts and settled in dim light to chat, listen to soft music, and fall asleep in a giant pile in the bonus room under all their fort construction stuff. One of the girls ended up calling to go home after not being able to fall asleep. She was one of the ones who called to go home at the birthday slumber party my sons attended a month ago too, so we weren't shocked, but the other 5 stayed and got a good night's sleep. In the morning the kids had pancakes, swapped into bathing suits straight from pajamas, and did the hot tub time they put off the night before. My sons love to be in the hot tub, but it's usually an evening thing. One of them said to me we should do this before school sometimes, so now I'm in for that argument, I'm sure. One of their birthday gifts was waterproof playing cards, so they tried, and failed, to play a card game and then spent the time playing a game of who can find the most cards by tossing them in the water with the jets on full blast, with all the kids scrambling to pick up the cards. None of the parents were too late, but one of the moms stayed to hang out and chat for an hour, which was fine, but I was internally like, okay, I need to clean up, you can go now, while remaining polite. Her daughter was enjoying playing more video games with my kids though, so it was fine, but I'm not a great get out of my house person, I just don't know how to do it without feeling like a jerk. All in all, huge win of a 9th birthday for my twins. It was a lot of energy, so I'm glad I get an extra day off tomorrow, but so worth it. My boys are 9 now. Getting older so fast. Sleepover madness. My sons are addicted. A few months back my twins went to their friend's birthday slumber party and stayed the night. It was her 9th birthday, but they were still 8. They pretty much demanded that their 9th birthday party be a slumber party, and it was great. Then they wanted a sleepover or slumber party every weekend. Not that they get one every weekend, but they want one. Right now they are back over at the original birthday girl's house with one other girl also staying the night, and we're so excited to go. A small, 4-person sleepover. They were talking about it all week and started packing as soon as they got home today, deliberating what toys and stuffies to bring, what pajamas they wanted to wear. They were geeked up about it. It was cute. Like tonight was Christmas or Halloween or something. Could barely contain their excitement. My friends, I've created a couple of sleepover addicts. Not that I'm complaining. A night of no bedtime routines and TV shows that aren't animated.